So today we got a question from Asa, and Asa made what I consider to be a mistake with their black belt coach. So recently he got promoted to third degree white belt, three stripes on his white belt, and he was able to then go to the advanced classes, roll with the higher belts, and he recently got to roll with his black belt coach for the very first time. Super exciting. He had a great experience, but he says that when he was rolling with his coach, he was constantly thinking about, what should I be doing, right? Like he was worried about what his coach was thinking about him. He was, worrying about whether or not his coach was judging him on a particular position, or if he should be focused on a particular fundamentals, or if he should be experimenting more, or whatever. And so he sends me the message, asking, what do I personally look for in my white belts when I'm rolling with him? So this way he can get an idea of maybe as to what he should be doing with his black belt coach when he's rolling with him. So Asa, thank you for the question. And the reason why I said what you did was a mistake is because you're thinking about your coach and what they're doing as far as judging you, instead of thinking about yourself and thinking about what you have control of and just going for things. Now, I get this because, again, I did the same thing, right? When I was around my coaches when I was younger, I wanted to impress them. I wanted to look good in front of them. We all do it, right? So I'm not pointing the finger. I'm speaking to you from a place of, I get it, bro. But the thing is that your ability to execute, your ability to show off your best techniques will be hindered by your thought process of worrying about something like that, right? You have to be outcome independent, essentially. You have to be independent of the outcomes. When you go for things, you can't worry about what's going to happen. You can't worry about what your coach is going to think about you if you go for a kimura and it gets sloppy and you mess it up, right? If they have something to tell you, they will tell you as a coach, right? I mean, because think about it this way. First off, if your black belt coach is a decent black belt, which I imagine they probably are, if they didn't want you to move, you don't move, bro. I mean, because they can just tie you up in knots and pretzels and squeeze you and choke you left and right, and you can't do anything. So a lot of us, like when I roll with my white belts, I'm letting them work a little bit. And, if there's a particular, maybe I saw someone making a mistake, I'll put myself in that position with them so I can point it out to them. Like I'll roll with them and then I'll catch them in the mistake and I'll make them pay for it. And then afterwards I'll show them, hey, see what you just did there? That was a mistake when you gave me the underhook and I was able to get that position. And then this way it makes more sense to them. But most of the time when I'm rolling with them, I'm just rolling, just rolling with someone and just kind of working through things. And again, this is a problem. And this is great training, by the way. This is a great practice because you're going to deal with this mental battle lots and lots of times in jiu-jitsu. And I think it's a beautiful thing that is useful for life too, because in a lot of different areas, if you are too worried about what the outcome is, you hinder your ability to perform at your best. It's this weird place where you gotta be, where you have to, everybody wants to do well, right? Everybody wants to show off and be the best that they can be, right? But at the same time, you can't be worried if it doesn't go well for you, right? It's a weird place to be and it's hard to explain. It's something sometimes you have to feel more so than explain, right? Words sometimes are hard at explaining feelings in our bodies. But like in competitions, if you go into a competition and you are so worried about losing in front of all your training partners, you're probably gonna not perform at your best. Even if you win, you probably won't perform at your best. But then if you go in there, you're like, okay, I'm gonna go after it and I really wanna win, but if I don't win, it's okay. That's a good place to be. And you can think about I always thought about this. This is the thing I always talk about with some of my students. It's like a date. If you go on a date with a person, right, and you're really excited about the person, you're excited to be there with them, and you really want the date to go well, but if it doesn't, whatever, you don't care, you'll be able to be relaxed, you'll be more charismatic and all that stuff. But if you get on that date and you're too worried about it, like, oh God, I hope they like me, right? Oh my God, the date's gonna go terrible because you're gonna be too worried about saying the wrong thing or doing the wrong thing or whatever. And it's the same way with your coach. If you get on that roll and you really want to do well, and you're gonna try to go after your coach and try to use your techniques as best you can, but you really don't care if you win or lose, because granted, in the end of the day, you winning is because they allowed you to at some point. You'll be okay. But if you go in with these roles with the mindset you have now, where you're so worried about what happens if your coach, it's not going to go well for you. You're going to underperform. And so again, if you were rolling with me and I noticed that out of you, I would tell you to just forget about trying to impress me and just come after me, roll with me. Because that would be, I think, far more beneficial to you than trying to worry about how to impress me by showing me your fundamentals or whatever. Because if you're able to perform at your best by being relaxed and being clear-headed and sort of being able to turn your brain off a little bit, that'll do more to impress me as a coach, and that would do more probably to impress your coach than worrying about trying to show me something in particular that you think I want to see. So hopefully that makes sense to you, Asa. But again, hopefully that helps you with your training and anyone else that's having that type of situation. And I'll talk to you guys next time.